And are you refreshed? Good. Now what?
Thank you. Good afternoon. I am on the verge of manifesting a fantastic job. And I've been in the hot seat a couple times previously talking on the same topic. And about 4 months ago, it became clear to me that what I wanted, or what I had to do to manifest what I wanted, was to be clear about what I want. So I did some running meditation, and I came up with a list of things that I wanted in my next career, and I can tick down the list. I wanted to stay where I was living.
But you don't have to do that for us.
Great.
Did you hear us earlier say to you that to all of you, to you, to all of you, to you?
Yes.
Did you hear us say that we don't know of anyone who could accurately, consciously define what's in the vortex, because you've been putting it there. So
yes.
That part is done. In other words, the list making has been being done over a long period
yes.
of time. That's done. And in this real-time reality, it's already a vibrational reality. So your work is just to become a vibrational match to it. We want to hear more from you, but we want to just put this one piece in. When you feel on the verge, that's a really good indicator. That feeling of being on the, if you mean it, if you feel on the verge,
yes.
then you mean, I feel ready, I feel exhilarated, I'll know it when I see it, it's coming, there isn't anything for me to do. In other words, when you're on the verge, you know, you follow what we're saying?
Exactly. And the point I'm making is that shortly after I became clear about what I want, even many of the specifics about what I want, a job opportunity found me.
Well, do you know what you becoming clear does? In other words, this is the distinction that we really want you to understand. Your making that list doesn't put more in the vortex, it's already there. Your making that list lines you up with what's in the vortex.
Yes.
Can you hear the distinction? So when you go over your list, if going over your list is pleasing to you, then you're tuning yourself to the higher vibration, and you're tuning yourself to this job you're looking for. But if when you go over the list you feel tentative, or you feel like you need to do it, then you're efforting too much, and it slows it down.
Well, it's let me expound a little bit, if I could. This job opportunity that came along, and I felt extremely good about when I was making the list, and here are the things that I want, and I let it go to the universe. You know, here's what I want, you guys handle it. And this opportunity that came to me, has virtually everything that I wanted on my list. I mean, it's fantastic. I couldn't have created this job. It was a job I didn't even, well, I did create it, I guess I did. I couldn't have, well...
You had to vortex it into being. You couldn't manipulate it into being.
Right, exactly. And where I am now, I mean, it's fantastic. I feel good about it. I feel great about it. I imagine myself there. I visualize myself there. And what has happened over the past 4 months is that the job has appeared. It looks great. And there have been some glitches that have arisen. And what I want to do is to close the deal. And is it better for me to just back off? I've tried doing that.
Way better.
Okay. To where so yeah, I guess that's it. I guess that's the answer. Back off. It's kind of...
Because if you don't back off, then you start activating the vibration of where is it? What's taking so long? If you don't back off, then you activate the vibration of what's wrong with it, or maybe there's something better for me, and you activate vibrations that slow the whole thing down. And that's the opposite of what you just said that you want to feel, which is on the verge.
Yes.
So let us just tell you what we see.
Okay.
You're on the verge of several opportunities, not just one opportunity. There are several lining up, and some of them are spot on to what you think you want. Some of them are spot on to what you really want.
Oh.
And the one that you've got your eye on is the one that's spot on to what you think you want. But there are several others coming that are spot on to what you really want. And because you've been doing so much vortex work, the universe is not yielding the fairly good one. It's holding out for the really good one.
Wow.
And that's what that on the vergeness feels like, you see. Now, this is a really good conversation that we're having here, because you help us to say something really important, and you got it immediately, but we want to go back and really emphasize it. Okay. And that is that when you have something that came so close to popping for you and then didn't quite, there's this feeling to want to get behind it and push it over the edge.
Yeah.
But what happens when you get behind it and push it over the edge is you defeat yourself vibrationally. Because you do start worrying and wondering. And that worrisome, wondering vibration is not a match to who you are and what you want. It's certainly understandable and nothing wrong with it. But you're here, a leading edge creator, asking leading edge questions. And when we told you what we know to be, did you feel the relief of it?
Yeah.
And didn't it and the reason that you felt the relief of it is because you felt the alignment of it. That makes perfect sense to you. And when you look back on it, now we don't want you to set out to destroy the probability that sort of surfaced, because it was just the next logical step. But you're not asking for a bridge now. You're asking for what you're really looking for. And that one that almost manifested was a bridge. Now, to utilize the bridge effectively, be happy with how it is turning out. In other words, to utilize bridges, you say, things are always working out for me. That's the bridge. This is working out just exactly right. It's just fine. It cued me up. It focused me stronger. It brought me into that feeling of being on the brink, on the verge of something. It served me really well, and more like that are coming. And then just trust. You can. You're at that place where you can.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Thank you.
Nothing brings something that's in your vortex ready to pop to you faster than surrendering to the knowledge that it's there and ready to pop and doesn't require your effort. That's the true definition of surrender. Surrendering to what you've created. And sometimes people think that surrendering means giving up. It means letting go of resistance and allowing the universe to yield to you what you are wanting. Yes. On the aisle.